Hi, my name is Nizom Baruah, entrepreneur, speaker. Apnalokor Ahomor Nogar Lora. I was alone. I actually initially মানে মোৰ মায়ে ভাবিছিলে এইটো মৰিলে আৰু খানা চানা বনাব নাজানে অকলে থাকে কাম কৰা মানুহ কোনো আহিব নোৱাৰে সোসাইটিত কোনো সোমাব নোৱাৰে and if you remember Maharashtra was the worst hit amongst all the places
Pune Nagpur
insane hit মানে বাহিৰত তুমি যাব নোৱাৰা মানে I did not go out of the society. I did not go out of my room for 2 months.
2 months?
For 2 months. After 2 months, I figured out that my building, my society is very huge and it also has a terrace. अरे terrace पे तो जा सकते हैं तब ऐसा terrace पर just start कर दो chilling out in terrace because you need fresh air man you cannot be inside the room. Whereas if you see the true reality, these people are just flexing it out. They actually don't have it, and they are doing it so that they can market
sell their courses.
Exactly. So that they can market their glamorous lifestyle ki moi jodi korba paisu apuniও korobole paribo ahok mur webinar korole moi 3 ঘন্টাৰ আপোনাক শিকাম মই Lamborghini কেনেকৈ কিনিছো আৰে ইমান যদি ইজি হোৱা হেতেন আমি কিয় মাথা মাৰি আছো ইমান গৌৰ দিছো না কিয় কাম কৰি আছো ইমান so people have to understand that you are not we are not meant to do anything and everything. We all have a specific skill set. We all have a specific aspiration level in our life. We all have certain goals that we want to achieve within a specific period of time. Please hey goals kita monot rakhi pa center rakhi nijor execution khini koribo lage. In a hypothetical way, there's a small sample of people who will be specially abled. And those small segment of people might not as well visit the place. Whereas the people from whom you are making the higher chunk of revenue, the rest of the 90% of the people, they are not in that category. So they are well equipped to, come to your place in what we say in a very normal way. So people will be banking on those 90% rather than focusing on these.
Yeah.
Because this is the revenue chunk and this maybe at some point of time might as well be a revenue chunk but which will be playing a very small role in your cash flows. I have seen a lot of people helping out in a lot of places. It can be very simple as that rastat kabar kiba ta pori gol ba how man to man we do biker jodi side stand ta jodi pori ase side stand we do it and there's nothing that we get out of it right but then we do it.
কাৰোবাৰ পাৰ্স পৰি গৈছে
সেইটো বাৰু very genuine পাৰ্স পৰি গৈছে stand to নোহোৱাটো তো and মোৰ I remember as much as I remember I do it ইফালে মানুহ আছে দাদা side and he understand.
Namaskar, welcome to another episode of Outlook with Abhilash. Today with us we have a very special guest. আমি generally artists, filmmakers, athletes enuka manu etialoke matisu. But today we have an entrepreneur and a marketing specialist with us, Nizom. Nizom, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Indeed a pleasure.
Yeah, and thank you for being here. Thank you for taking out your time. Ki khobor? Bhale asa?
Choli asu ups and downs or মাজত ঠিকে আছে going on আৰু
okay আৰু কেনেকুৱা চলিছে এতিয়া নতুন কামবোৰ যোনবোৰ হাতত লৈছে
নতুন কামবোৰ লোৱাৰ উদ্দেশ্যটো হ'ল আগৰ কামবোৰ নহলে সো নতুন কাম লৈছো it's a very cyclical process, very experimental, trying to do a lot of things in my entrepreneurial space and in my skill development space as well. নতুন কামবোৰ অকমান momentum লৈছে লাহেকে. Hopefully it's going to get bigger and better soon and audience gom papo in a couple of months, hoping for the best.
Right. So first and foremost would like to know about your childhood. Olop solop ke moi jano but still for our audience, if you could tell us a little bit about your about your birth and early schooling and all of
that stuff. Yeah. Wow, gotta reminisce all of that. Born in 94, place Silchar because papa that posted asile at that moment aru tar pasat samahar pasat ami ako shift korlu jihetu papa common forest asile papa is a forester, he was in the forest services, so tekhetor job to jihetu moving asile to tar pasat amiu taneke ma aru mo taneke moving e hoi thakilu. So the joke of the family is toy jeta 3 mahor asile tetia pa toy guide ghuriso so hetu karone ajikali to travel korle eko problem nohoy. So we moved a lot of places, Silchar, Salna, Nagaon, Biswanath Chariali, Gulaghat, and finally we settled in Nagaon, where I am from Nagaon. Our hometown is Nagaon. I'm a native of Nagaon.
Your father is from Nagaon,
My
right?
dad is from Nagaon.
Yeah.
কাৰণ মায়ে মানে তেতিয়া আল্টিমেটামটো দিলে যে তুমি মই এভৰি 2 বছৰ 3 বছৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালীক স্কুল চেঞ্জ কৰি দিব নোৱাৰোঁ তুমি য'ত চাকৰি কৰা আমাক এটা ষ্টেবল জেগা এটা লাগে so that's why I studied I think I was in class 3 when we moved to Nagaon and we have been there ever since.
Okay.
Yeah. So I studied in Kraijoti and then I moved to Kendra Vidyalaya with the most profound joke which I still play around যে আবে তহঁতে বহুত দামী স্কুলত পঢ়িছ তই জানো মোৰ স্কুলৰ ফিজ কিমান আছিলে quarterly 520 টকা so we still talk that to all of my Guwahati friends and friends from outside so class 12 লকে নগাঁৱত তাৰ পাছত then I moved out of Assam then I went to Pune I stayed in Pune for 10 years I did my graduation I did my masters MBA in sales and marketing then started doing job in the US based company first I was in the market research industry and I moved on to the digital marketing industry and finally the last job that I did was in the IT industry throughout all of these industries my core area was sales and marketing definitely that's something which mahote initially বুজা নাছিলে so মই যেতিয়া প্ৰথমতে sales and marketing বুলি কোৱাতেন so মায়ে মানে কৈছিলে তই মানে কি এটা ঘৰে ঘৰে গৈ পেলাই চাবোন বেচিবি তো
because that's the idea of
sales and marketing here so মই বোলো নহয় মা that's not more clientele US ত আছে মই on call on Zoom meetings on online formatত আমি sales কৰো and meetings কৰো and presentations কৰো দৰকাৰ পৰিলে on site যাব লাগে so then after 6 months she figured out that oh okay Laura at least door to door salesmanship নকৰে এটা proper office ত যায় ভাল দৰমহা এটা পায় and he's happy kind of with the job and post that during COVID is when the business ideas were presented to me that's when life took a turn and I had to take a decision and I took a risk I took a leap of faith and then I got into my entrepreneurial journey
you came back to Guwahati
I came back to Guwahati in 2020 it was right between the first wave and the second wave of COVID so tar majote moi ahisu
such a dangerous time
oh man trust me I still regret it
it's very I don't know how you took that decision karon hetu samoyot na manhor poisa asile kison manhor salary adha hoy goise kison manhor job gusi goise manuhe kiman gusi goise amar major pora and at that point of time taking this decision wasn't it like very scary for you
I'll tell you it was not scary for me
okay
I'll be honest because মই job কৰি থাকোতে এটা বস্তু মই দেখিছো if you are performing well if you are doing good for the company they barely have a reason to let you go unless there is something that's tremendous happening they have huge amount of layoffs profits someone has taken over তেনেকুৱা কিছুমান major যদি নহয় then they keep the employees and I was fortunate enough to be under good management all throughout my 3 jobs I've been very fortunate to be with some amazing managers they're still in touch they have been great help they have been my friend trainers they have been my gurus they have been someone who has been mentors to me and they still are so I'm very fortunate for that COVID of samoyat honestly I was in Pune all alone I remember that time it was horrible yes but I like to have a silver lining to it as well I really enjoyed that time মই হসাই কৈছো মই ঘৰত অকলে আছিলো I had a flatmate from Bombay he moved out to Bombay February he moved out I remember lockdown
and March is when the lockdown
started from I think 23rd 24th edin bond khula asile
how can we forget
23rd was one day মোৰ একদম ভালকে মনত আছে because তাৰ 3 দিন আগতে আমি দুপৰীয়া খুব পাৰ্টি কৰিবলৈ গৈছিলো তাত সানডে কুক আউট হয় me and my friends we had a great party so তাৰ পাছত এদিন খোলা আছিলে then তাৰ পাছত it was a whole plethora of হেৰি আৰু curfew আৰু full curfew আৰু so I was alone I actually initially মানে মোৰ মায়ে ভাবিছিলে এইটো মৰিলে আৰু খানা চানা বনাব নাজানে অকলে থাকে কাম কৰা মানুহ কোনো আহিব নোৱাৰে সোসাইটিত কোনো সোমাব নোৱাৰে and if you remember Maharashtra was the worst hit amongst all the places
Pune Nagpur
insane hit মানে বাহিৰত তুমি যাব নোৱাৰা মানে I did not go out of the society I did not go out of my room for 2 months
2 months.
For 2 months. After 2 months, I figured out that my building, my society is very huge and it also has a terrace. अरे terrace पे तो जा सकते हैं. ताकि सर terrace पर जो start कर लो, chilling out in terrace, because you need fresh air, man. You cannot be inside the room.
Inside the home all the time. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And then I figured out, তাছত 2 মাহ 3 মাহ 4 মাহ মান হ'ল, তাছত মই figure out কৰিলো, you know what? Let me just give it a try. ৰাতি 12টা বজাত এবাৰ বাহিৰত গৈ চাম. মানুহ তেতিয়া কোনো নাই. মাছ চাছ পিনি আৰু. I remember, মোৰ একদম ভালকে মনত আছে. It was like a zombie land. ৰাস্তাত কুকুৰ এটাও নাইকিয়া. মই খালি দেখিছো পুলিচৰ ভ্যান এখন অকমান দূৰত থিয় হৈ আছে. I have never seen Pune so silent in my entire life. আৰু মই ৰাস্তাত কেতিয়াবা walk কৰিবলৈ যাওঁ. It was scary, but it was very different kind of a decision. I love that time because that is when the time I have taken most amount of my online courses. I have seen a lot of old movies which I was not able to see throughout.
So you invested in your personal
development. I have done so many of skill development and trainings all throughout India on online basis. I have made my Space Nizom portfolio, my speaker portfolio in that time. I have made my entire blueprint of the business that I was about to start when I came to Guwahati. So I've had a fair share of good time. Of course, lonely feel hoy. I would not say no, but then laptop asile till then aru mane TV nasile amar ghorat. We could not afford a TV back then. Puro lora kitaman thake ako TV kori ma laptop ote sobar. So mak video call kori pelai ma chicken keneke banao, ma mutton keneke banao. He tanaka khudi pelai.
You learned cooking as well.
I learned cooking as well, although I forgot now. But I'm a very good jugali now. My chopping kori khub bhal pao. I love helping my mom in the kitchen. So that in a nutshell was my COVID phase, and that's when the business idea came to me. And post that I came to Guwahati and started the ventures that I'm into now.
Okay. Before we discuss more about your entrepreneurial journey, I would probably like to understand more about marketing and sales from you, since you're from that background and you're from a business school, did your BBA as well.
Yeah.
Plus, I would also like to understand how was the corporate life, because a lot of people, I would say 80-90% of the people don't like it. Still, they go to work because of XYZ reason.
Correct.
But from my personal experience, I learned a lot from the corporate life.
There you go.
I enjoyed a lot of things that I did there, and I'm still doing it.
Lovely.
So how was your experience?
We're on the same page. I have had a great time in my corporate. I was very fortunate enough to have great managers and great leaders who have taught me, who have mentored me well, who are still in touch, who will give me great advices on how to move ahead on the corporate ladder and in the growth ladder as well.
Right.
So I have had a good time because now see, this comes down to a couple of pointers. Bahut manuhe 9 to 5 to eta bahut negative connotation decide. Say it's a rat race, this, that and all. See, people are doing it because it's working. And not everyone is for business. In a similar format, not everyone is for job.
Right.
In a similar way, not everyone is meant to do everything. Right.
Right.
So when you ask me, and I can tell you very blatantly, I am still experimenting whether I fit in the business world or not. I'll be very honest. I am trying my level best. Some things work, some things have not worked. And I'm still in a very experimental phase. Maybe in a year or so, I might as well not do the same thing. I might as well move into doing something else.
Right.
But how would I know unless I try?
Yeah.
So going back to the job, I had a great time. Learned a lot. Went up the ladder. Definitely made like more money than what I made from the business so far. Because my business is still in a very growing stage. It needs to be fueled with a lot of my time, effort, energy, and money. However, job has a different front in it. Job is where I have to clock in and clock out for a specific period of time, and there is a certain amount of KPIs that I have that I got to achieve within a certain stipulated period of time.
Right.
Job is the only difference that I would see in both is that job to a great extent has certain things which are already set. There are certain systems which are already set and you play a major role in that system.
Right.
I love when someone says this ki jetia ball bearing gari ball bearing bur jetia connect hoy to in order for the wheel to run, everything has to fall in order. everything has, every gap has to fall in order. So you are playing a role in making the entire mechanism work in a job. Whereas in business, how would that be is you might as well have to do anything and everything. Because তাত বহুত কথা থাকে তোমাৰ যদি বহুত পইচা নাই দেন তুমি বহুত মানুহ হায়াৰ কৰিব নোৱাৰিবা বহুত মানুহ যদি হায়াৰ কৰিব নোৱাৰিবা
বহুত কাম নিজে কৰিব লাগিব
on the other hand তোমাৰ বোলে বহুত পইচা আছে দেন তুমি বহুত মানুহ হায়াৰ কৰিব নালাগিলেও তোমাৰ যদি এক্সপাৰ্টিজ নাই হেতু বিজনেছত তুমি বহিলেতো কামটো নহব তুমি এনেকুৱা এটা মানুহ হায়াৰ কৰিব লাগিব যোন এক্সপাৰ্ট হয় হেতু মেথছত so business is like you will have to be a little bit more involved than being in a job where certain decisions in job would be easier for you certain decisions in business would be easier for you whereas certain decisions in jobs would be tougher for you and certain decisions in the business would be tougher for you for example why I went to job is not because I wanted to make more money I definitely want to make more money but even more than that there's another parameter which is very important to me is my freedom মই বিৰাট ভাল পাওঁ মোৰ ফ্ৰীডমটো লাইক that's what I thought that I will be getting more freedom but to everyone I ended up going from 9 to 5 to 9 to 9 or 9 to 12 it's a thankless job and I'm in the food and beverage industry so it's like a 24-hour clock you have to work through all the time so in a nutshell and one more point jitu ami discuss bahut important kora bahut manuhok je koy je leave 9 to 5 join a business why fall in the right race be your own boss this and that they have a very hard time understanding that this is a segment of people who are preying on your fear and they are inculcating and they are putting the seed of an idea which is not even there in your head it is with the fast pacing life and with the marketing of the glamorous lifestyle that is happening on social media is a lot of people aspire to be at a certain position looking at some people whereas if you see the true reality these people are just flexing it out they actually don't have it and they are doing it so that they can market
sell their courses
so that they can market their glamorous lifestyle ki moi jodi koribo paisu apuniও koribole paribo ahok mur webinar korale moi 3 ঘন্টাৰ আপোনাক শিকাম মই ল্যাম্বৰগিনি কেনেকৈ কিনিছো আৰে ইমান যদি ইজি হোৱা হেতেন আমি কিয় মাথা মাৰি আছো ইমান গৌৰ দিছো না কিয় কাম কৰি আছো ইমান so people have to understand that you are not we are not you we are not meant to do anything and everything we all have a specific skill set we all have a specific aspiration level in our life we all have certain goals that we want to achieve within a specific period of time please hey goals kita monot rakhi pa centerot rakhi nijor execution khini koribo lage having said that I will also urge people ki apni jodi kiba ta kori ase aru jodi it's like the example of the crab when a crab grows it is inside a shell as the crab grows bigger it has to break that shell it has to break multiple shells in order to become a full formed crab so you have to break that shell if your aspiration levels are as such please get out of the zone maybe you do a job apnar jodi kiba ta passion ase come back home have a shower eat some food invest your time in your passion give 3 hours first 4 hours first 5 hours first figure out the hey passion to kenekwa hoy ase and then you might as well figure out the etu kori bhal lagise na hetu kori bhal lagise na etu besi commercialize koribole paru na hetu besi commercialize koru so on and so forth so you have to in order to grow in life we all need to get little uncomfortable in certain situations that's where taking the leap of faith comes in
right so coming back to my first question marketing and sales how do you define marketing and sales
right
number 1 and number 2 what's the difference between them
right
because people often get confused
yeah
a lot of people say mane more relatives my noko ter naam kun ei dadai goi tat bahut marketing korise mane bozarot goi kapor kinise marketing korise etu marketing noy etu shopping hai so a lot of people don't understand
actually etu procurement hoy that's procurement in our terms of in our world
corporate term
so as I run a restaurant, as I'm in the food and beverage business, I will use the similar example. Ekdam one-liner eta. Marketing is something that will get people to the doors of your business.
Right.
Sales will what make them stay in your business.
Yeah.
Here's a broader example. মই এখন ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্ট চলাওঁ বহুত মানুহে মোৰ ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্টখন প্ৰথমতে নাজানিছিলে মই কি কৰিলোঁ মই সেইখনৰ মাৰ্কেটিং আৰু প্ৰমোশ্যন কৰিলোঁ কেনেকৈ মাৰ্কেটিং আৰু প্ৰমোশ্যন কৰিলোঁ ছ'চিয়েল মিডিয়া এডছ Instagram, Google Ads, geotagging, influencer marketing, lot
Emailing.
of emailing, cold calling, videography, photography, sending them all the content and graphics. Hey to marketing. What I'm trying to do in marketing is I am inviting people and I'm making people aware that hey, there is a business. We are new in town. আপোনালোক আহিব পাৰে.
Why don't you come down and try
Why don't you
out?
come down and try? We are doing the marketing. We are trying to make the decision making easier for people. What I mean by this when I say is, let's say মানুহবোৰে আমাৰ social media ads every 2-3 days দেখি আছে। আজি অফিচৰ মাজত সিহঁতে ইনষ্টাগ্ৰাম দেখিলে আৰে there's a new place। পৰহি আকৌ দেখিলে there's a new place। Comes the weekend, then because they have an awareness in their mind, because my marketing has reached their doorstep, they be like, hey, there's a new place, মই এইকেইদিন খুব ad দেখি আছো, বল এবাৰ try কৰো। Now that is what marketing has done. They have brought them to my doorstep.
Yeah.
What is gonna be the sales part of it? When they enter, তাৰোতো বহুত কথা আছে, মাৰ্কেটিঙে খালি সিহঁতক লৈ
The entire experience of visiting that place.
Correct. এতিয়া মই ৰাখিম কেনেকৈ? My service, my food quality, my ambience,
Right.
How my people are talking to them, how I'm taking care of them, how is the feedback mechanism, is
does it
someone
smell?
asking, how does it smell,
Yeah.
the cleanliness, how are my washrooms,
Yeah.
is the place
Washroom is a very
very
underrated
important,
thing
very underrated thing.
in restaurant, right?
I'll tell you, in my business,
Yeah.
and this is how it works in the industry,
Yeah.
if less women crowd is coming to your place,
Yeah.
the word spreads in the market ki বহুত মাইকী মানুহ নাযায় তাত, যেহেতু বহুত ছোৱালী বা মাইকী মানুহ নাযায়, কিবাটো ইছ্যু আছে চাগে, maybe the place is unsafe, maybe the place is dirty, something or the other, তেনেকুৱা এটা presumption এটা হৈ যায় মানে সেইটোৰ। So
Yeah.
you know that, so it's very important for us to make the place safe for women, in fact safe for everyone, and the hygiene factor of the place. This is very, very important. Now collectively all of these things is selling the person who has walked into my restaurant through my marketing. So if the sales is happening properly, then my marketing has worked. Right? So now what I'm going to do is, in order for them to keep coming back again, I will be upselling them. What I'm going to do, sir, আজি আপুনি আহিলে ভাল লাগিলে, ফার্স্ট টাইম আহিলে, আপুনি আমাৰ ডেজাৰ্টছ খাইছেন নাই? নাই খোৱা, আজি নাখাওঁ। ঠিক আছে স্যাৰ, এখন আমাৰ কাৰ্ড, মই পিছফালে চাইনটা মই লিখি দিছোঁ, নেক্সট যেতিয়া আপুনি আহে I'll give you a 20% discount on our desserts. আপুনি আমাৰ গোলাপ জামুন আৰু আইচক্ৰীম স্কুপটো খাই চাওক, বিৰাট বঢ়িয়া। He has loved it. Now next time সেই মানুহজনক আনিবলৈ মই মাৰ্কেটিং বেলেগকৈ কৰিব নালাগে, because they already know about my place. They already have had an experience. If my experience is good, and if they want to avail that offer, they are going to keep coming back again. And now this is in my industry.
That's a proven fact, right?
That's a proven fact. I've been doing it like left, right, and center to everyone. That's a proven fact.
One of the things that actually came to my mind when you talked about all those factors, right, is accessibility.
Oh yes.
In India, I think it's already there in a lot of European countries and US and all of that. In Japan, it would be there, I'm pretty sure. Kintu India, আমি accessibility কিমান prioritize নকৰো.
Very valid point.
If there's a blind person, if there's someone who uses a wheelchair, has India actually come to that level where like that accessibility factor is taken into account?
Right. Now, very important part. You will see those things in most 5 stars. You will not see these things in smaller places. Now, there's a reason behind it. In order for you to incorporate those things, you need to have certain amount of cash flow behind you as well.
Yeah.
Because
and the infrastructure also needs to support it, I think.
And the commercialization part of it. So now a 5-star would cater to a wide range of people.
Right.
In a very similar way, a small restaurant like mine will also, or might as well, cater to the similar kind of people, because we are providing at different price points. We're not competing with each other. But moi, as a very small micro player, মই কিছুমান বস্তু কিয় ইনকৰ্পৰেট কৰিবলৈ নোৱাৰিবলৈ পাৰোঁ। ফৰ এক্সাম্পল, তুমি যেনেকৈ হুইলচেয়াৰৰ এক্সাম্পল দিছা বা স্পেচিয়েলি এবল্ড পিপলৰ কেছটো তুমি কৈছা। লেটছ সে there's a blind person. So you see a lifts have braille lipi in it. You see the lot of lifts in the in the 5-star hotels have braille lipi in it. So basically when they touch it, they can actually feel it, which floor, what are the keys meaning. why I might as well not be able to do it because more himan cash flow nahi kya. Despite of me wanting to do it, I am not at that commercial point in my business where I can incorporate certain things.
But does it also have to do with the mindset of the society as well? Karon bohutor intent to nai nohoy ebor koribole.
Bohutor intent to nai kya. Then kyo intent to nai kya? Because they're not making money out of it. Why are they not making money out of it? Because let's take in a hypothetical way that there's a small sample of people who will be specially abled. And those small segment of people might not as well visit the place. Whereas the people from whom you are making the higher chunk of revenue, the rest of the 90% of the people, they are not in that category. So they are well equipped to, come to your place in what we say in a very normal way. So people will be banking on those 90% rather than focusing on these.
Yeah.
Because this is the revenue chunk and this maybe at some point of time might as well be a revenue chunk, but which will be playing a very small role in your cash flows.
Right.
And other thing is that, as I said, small players will really have a hard time to incorporate certain things in their businesses because tenekwa ta cash flow ba tenekwa ta monetary backup teolokor nai so that hekini koribo lage. Even though they have an intent, they might as well not do it. Imagine you're walking tomorrow and you are having a very, very hard time. You just have $50 in your pocket. You see someone on the road who's equivalently hungry. You might as well take a decision ki moi 25 rupees or bostu eta moi kham, 25 rupees or bostu eta moi take it up kham, if that surrounding permits. If not, I'm a firm believer of the fact that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Tomar cup to jodi khali ase tumi belegok ketao pour koribo nwara. So you might as well see that person is hungry. And then you would say that, you know what, if I don't eat the meal, I will not be in a position to help that person tomorrow or for the coming days. So let me eat my meal today so that I can sustain and I can help him. I might be wrong, it's just an idea though. So that you can help that person. When they say that it's better to teach the man fishing rather than giving the man a fish where he will just or she will just survive for a day or two. Whereas if you teach them fishing, they'll be able to earn their food, their bread and butter on a day-to-day basis. Not in a very similar, the examples do not match with each other much. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes you might as well have the intent, but you might as well not have the capability to do that at that very point of time. I have been there in so many of those situations. I'm sure you have been, and I'm sure our audience have been there as well. So let's not doubt their intent. Maybe when they're more capable, they will just double or triple and then give it back to the society.
Right. I'm saying this because jetia moi UK goisilu, at every railway station there are people who help specially able people to kind of get into the train and get down of the train. Always.
Yato kore
no?
Yato kore. Ki hoy ami mane
moi kom dekhisu bahut hekarne goisu.
কম দেখিছো because আমি সেই মোমেন্টত আমি হেতু জায়গা নাই maybe বহুতে কৰি আছে. We are 1.43 billion people, we will like insanely huge population, and I'm sure people are helping out people in a lot of corners. আমাৰ মানে কি হৈছে, because we see so much of negativity around, আজিকালি মানে আমি assume কৰিলো যে সাগে মানুহে হেল্প নকৰে বা হেৰি নকৰে. But trust me, I have seen a lot of people helping out in a lot of places. It can be very simple as that. Rastat kabar ki bata pori gol. Ba how man to man we do. Bikers jodi side stand ata jodi pori ase. Side stand. We do it. And there's nothing that we get out of it, right? But then we do it.
Kabar purse pori goise.
Hetu to very genuine purse pori goise. Stand to noha to and more. I remember as much as I remember, I do it ifale manu to side, and he understands. Oh, okay, side. Then he take it upon account. He'll say thank you.
Asole kobo na lage. Enake dekha.
And he'll understand. Okay, side. So teneke manuhe moi bahut manu dekhisu kora. Moi agote jetia trainot travel koro, papa agote graduation kori thaka samoy papai mok flight lobo nidiye. To iman damor mane flight lobo trainota.
Hoy neke?
So yeah, he was like, no, you figure out.
Yeah, I think I also took my first flight when I was in the final year of my college. Gute life to my trainote,
right.
But episode 2, I got into a job.
So you're all full-fledged.
Yeah.
So papa mana kaise nalaga ta hik suno kaman. So I had to then I have to change 2 trains from Pune to here to Guwahati. Pune to Kolkata ma duronto lo 26 hours, Then I have to stay in Kolkata for 12 hours because the next train is in the morning 6:30 Kanchenjunga. Then I take Kanchenjunga 24 hours again. Then I reach here at 4 in the morning Kamakhya. So I'm traveling for 3 days. So more than a college or leave hoy.
Oh, yeah.
So 6 days I'm just traveling. 6 days I'm just traveling. Emahar bondot 6 din mo khali train ote aso.
I can relate. I also used to come down from Cochin, right? Yeah.
You might as well have to change a lot of trains.
I didn't used to change trains, but it was a long
journey. Long journey, yeah.
Longest train actually, Dibrugarh to Ernakulam.
Insane.
I think Dibrugarh to Trivandrum, I think.
Insanely long. I'm sure it's probably longer than what I've traveled as well.
Yeah.
But then during this experience, I have seen a lot of people helping. Matlab, moi akole travel koru. There are a lot of families around. They have offered me food. Like, there are a lot of Bengali families there, and I can't speak Bengali. I can understand. Then they'll carry a bag which will have a lot of things in it.
Yes, they carry a lot of food, yeah.
And they'll say, they'll have jhalmuri khaben, and they'll say that. But boy, obviously I'll eat, man. Yeah. And in a similar way, কেতিয়াবা বয়সীয়াল মানুহে ট্ৰেইন এখন ৰখিলে বাহিৰ বা কিবা আনিব যাব নোৱাৰে মই বহুত বা আনি দিছো I have seen a lot of guys, a lot of girls also. They were like, अरे मैम क्या चाहिए आपको, अरे ये लेके आना, पानी लेके आना, whatever it might be, আহি পেলাই লৈ আনে. So just because আমি ডেইলি সেই বস্তু দেখা নাপাওঁ আমি মানে সেই assumption চাগে বহুত মানে হেল্প নকৰে. But I have a firm belief ki I'm sure a lot of people are helping a lot of people in different corners of India, not just India, in the world. And the better idea is if we talk more about it just like we're talking right now, I think that negative connotation to it that people don't help people will probably fade away in a span of time.
What do you believe? Like, do you think the world is a good place or a bad place or a grey place?
It's a grey place.
Grey place.
Life is grey. I've heard this quote that life is lived in moderation. I do not believe in complete black. I don't believe in complete white. It's not what I believe. It's how the world is. There's always a gray line in it. There's always a middle agenda, a middle part in it. And very few instances in life we will find either it's complete gray, either it's complete white. But I think we definitely live in a gray world.
So, talking about entrepreneurship, you started Bronco.
Right.
And I think you said that you started with your uncle.
My uncle.
Can you tell Bronco whole experience too?
It was my stepping stone in the world of business. And I've had my ups and downs, but what an experience. So,
Bronco, was it 9 to 5, 9 to 9 or 12 to 12?
It was 12 to 12,
or
man.
24/7, right?
It's 24/7 job. You can get a call at any freaking point of time. Bronco started as an idea.
Does entrepreneurship affect your sleep cycle?
Oh, insane. Insomnia is a part that you get as a gift at times. But insomnia is cyclical. When the money keeps on flowing, everything is okay. When the business is not doing that great, you have to bash your heads and do a lot of things. Then you're like, there's a lot of tension that happens.
Yeah.
So Bronco as an idea, first of all, Bronco took me 2 months. The name took me 2 months to come. I just wanted to figure out
why Bronco.
So I'll tell you. I was doing my job. It was right before COVID when Bronco as an idea was presented to me.
Right.
We made the layout and this and that and all of it. It was a restaurant before. Then I came in as a partner. I started it. I wanted to make a Texan kind of a thing. I did my research on Kisoli ase Guwahati keneke Kisoli ase. What is
cowboy kind of?
Yeah, cowboy kind of theme. So Bronco, if you type Bronco on Google, the actual spelling of Bronco is Bronco.
Right.
So if you type Bronco, there will be a first thing that shows up in Bronco is a car known as Ford Bronco. So Ford has a car which is launched in US, which is called as Ford Bronco.
Okay. It's like a sedan?
It's a pickup truck kind of.
Truck?
Yeah, it's like a pickup truck. Very big, huge.
Achha.
And I have added one more seat to it. The reason for me to add one more seat to it, marketing guy, I just wanted that in the SEO and SMM perspective, I just wanted that whenever someone types my exact name, my bar should be the first bar to show up.
Right.
So if you type BRO and CCO, then my bar is the first bar to show up.
Yeah, and also copyright issues, I guess.
Copyright issues. Now, see, not copyright issues. What happens is definitely these people are not coming to sue me because of that name. And Bronco, I mean, we are very small. We are not the Infosys of the world or Google of the world that they would know us. But then I haven't had such a big dream with Bronco also. But then because I just wanted that because I've seen a pattern whenever we want to go to a new place, either you'll search it in Google or you search it in Zomato. Either ways, I wanted that to be a unique name, so that I wanted it to be a one name first.
Yeah.
We have had a lot of discussion.
Very important.
Very important. And I wanted that people should be able to speak that name in one breath. Shouldn't be a pause, shouldn't be a three word letter kind of stuff. So one name, Bronco. It's like it came to me when you've seen the movie Dhol. When पान का दुकान का नाम क्या रखे? थूक. तो
जो फटाक से जुबान से
निकले. आइडिया थोड़ा वैसा है. नाम मैंने ऑब्वियसली थूक नहीं रखा.
कॉलेज ऑफ कलर्स भी होबो पारिले होय.
Correct.
किंतु थूक होले.
So I wanted to have a name which is one go te ebar ulai manho naam to aur ekman unique hoy and Texan theme. So Bronco is actually the person who takes care of the herd. In the kettle, Bronco is the person who takes care of the herd. Literal meaning of it.
Okay.
Where I've changed the spelling, so basically that doesn't stand for that. But when you say the name, Bronco means that. Again, a very Texan and Mexican kind of a thing. So that's why the name came up, after all the research and all that stuff.
Right.
And then one of my best friends who were she was doing the interior designing of it.
Right.
And then I came in September, again between COVID. Then there was just 1 month away to the opening and to the final constructions of things. I met, very new to Guwahati, Nazanu kaku chini napao. আগতে খালি পাপা যেতিয়া পোষ্টেড আছিলে তেতিয়াই গুৱাহাটী অলপ চলপকে আহা পেহীৰ ঘৰ আছে তেতিয়াই আহা আৰু মানে মই নেটিভ নহয় ইয়াৰ বেসিক্যালি
You've never lived in Guwahati?
I've never lived in Guwahati for very long. The highest amount of time, longest amount of time is a week or maybe 2
That's
weeks.
it.
Yeah, taku pehi gharat.
Achha.
So that was it. Then coming here, and my portfolio is sales, marketing, PR. So operation wise by Herimas, I have to learn operations, I have to learn finance, I have to learn maintaining those relations with people, trying to figure out the right set of people, making the list of vendors who will be providing us those items.
Right.
Then obviously making marketing campaigns and doing the marketing came in easy because I have had a hands-on experience of marketing.
Right.
Salesmanship, again, a hands-on experience because I'm a sales guy as well.
Right.
So those things came easy, but the other things, finances and all, I really had to learn. Some I learned, some I could not, and I delegated it to the right set of people who are the experts in that. We've had a good run with Bronco. It's still functional, although I'm not a part of it. But it was like I used to come to the place at 11, leave the place at around 12, 1 at night, and then the same loop again. I just go to bed, have some sleep, eat my meal, and come back. So I was parallelly doing my job as well in the final days. So in the first 3 months of business, I've left the job, which was a wrong decision. I should have not done it, but that was what it is. And so my entrepreneurial journey started with Bronco. Great initiative, bar and a restaurant, still there in Ulubari, right above the Burger King. And it has given me a lot of experience, good, bad, both. I have had sleepless nights. I have had glorious days where I'm posting in people, hey, we have clocked in the highest revenue today, this, that. I've also posted, yaar, aaj ek bhi insan nahi aaya. Yeah, it has happened. I remember twice, thrice, I guess. It has happened.
In a span of 4 years?
In a span of 4 years. So I was there for 3 years. In a span of 3 years, there has been days when no one shows up and you will cry from within. Karan mur jaga to solabole. In order to run the place, I need a minimum of 12,000 rupees to run the place. Rent, electricity, salaries, maintenance, sundry expenses, the prices of the alcohol, the food prices, the raw materials.
12,000 per day, right?
Per day. It's the break even. So basically, if I make 15,000,
that's a bit. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot, and on a good day, on a good Saturday, my fixed cost with the alcohol and the food coming together, my fixed cost goes to around 25 to 30,000 rupees. More than that as well. 30,000 rupees just to run the show.
Excluding salary and everything, right?
So with the
Everything
salaries,
included,
excluding the gross and the net margins.
Okay.
Gross and net margins excluding. This is
Just to break even.
just to break even, just to make sure that the place runs.
And I don't get anything out of
I
it.
don't get anything out of it. My electricity bills are paid, my rent is paid, my boys are getting money on time. I'm letting the incentives go out. That's about it. So যেতিয়া মোক মানুহে যেতিয়া সোধে, and this is a very again, it's a cultural issue. It's a thing with people because মানুহে যদি মানে ভাবে যে হ'ব একো নহ'লে এখন ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্ট খুলি ল'ম বা এখন কেফে খুলি ল'ম,
হৈ যাব মানুহ আহিব খাব
পইচা পাই যাম, and I tell them, bro, no. You will go crazy. You need to there's certain parameters. মানে মই আজি তোমাক আৰু আমাৰ অডিয়েন্সক কৈ দিওঁ কিছুমান বস্তু. You start your food and beverage business. First thing, you are very much passionate about food and beverage and you know how to cook.
Yeah.
You should be able to go inside the kitchen and you should be able to make the food if your cook runs away. You should be able to do that. First and foremost thing is that.
Which is the most common thing in a food business,
yes,
right?
Yes. তোমাৰ খানাটো সার্ভ কৰা 10 মিনিট দেৰি হ'বলৈ পাৰে কাৰণ তোমাৰ মানুহ নাই, বাট তুমি এক্সাক্ট সেম ফ্লেভাৰটো মানুহক দিবলৈ পাৰিবা, তুমি ভিতৰত গৈ বনাবলৈ পাৰিবা খানাটো. That when I say this passionate, you know how to cook. Basically, you are an expert behind the kitchen. That's the second thing. Second thing is that you have tons of money. You want to start another business. You want to experiment. I'll give you an example. মোৰ হাতত 2 কোটি টকা এটা পৰি আছে, মই 20 লাখ টকা দি কিবা ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্ট বা কেফে এখনত ইনভেষ্ট কৰি পেলাই বা ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিবলৈ বিচাৰো. That's a risk worth paying because মোৰ যদি ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্টখন কালি নচলেও, I'm okay.
Yeah, you can. There's some backup.
I'm well off. And the third thing is you have a good working capital.
Right.
মানে আমাৰ বিজনেছটো এটা খুব অপাৰেশন সেন্ট্ৰিক বিজনেছ হয়, the food and beverage business, where you need a huge amount of working capital. What I mean by working capital is the exact amount of money that you need to run the place, which includes again your rent, your salaries, your sundry expenses, your maintenance. তুমি এটা এভাৰেজ আউট উলিয়াই লোৱা যে মই ইমানখিনি এলকহল, ইফ ইউ আৰ আ বাৰ, মোক ইমানখিনি এলকহল লাগে ইন আ মান্থ, আৰু এটা এভাৰেজ আউট কৰি লোৱা যে মোক ইমানখিনি খানা লাগে, অভাৰহেডছ মোক ইমানখিনি লাগে. এইখিনি প্লাছ কৰিলে যিটো নাম্বাৰ ওলাব সেইটো has to be your working capital. If I have to give him my business needs a working capital of 5.5-6 lakhs rupees every month, fixed, where I don't take home anything.
For our audience, just explain what is the working capital.
So working capital, again, that's why I'm saying, that's why I've broken it down. Working capital সেইটো পইচা হয় যিটো পইচা আপোনাক লাগে এটা বিজনেস চলাবৰ কাৰণে, বুজি পাইছা, বিজনেস চলাবৰ কাৰণে.
So this is a business. Let's
This
say
is a business.
This is a restaurant.
It's a restaurant.
There's a setup. I have bought these chairs and everything. Yeah. So that's the initial
that's
investment.
The fixed initial capital you have invested. That is not the working capital. It's a fixed expense.
Okay.
Working capital
fixed cost, right?
Fixed cost. Fixed cost না, fixed capital.
Fixed capital.
Fixed
because this
cost.
is still an asset.
This is still an asset. তুমি ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্টখন চলাবলৈ তুমি ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্টখনত বাৰ বনালা, লাইট লগালা, মিউজিক চিষ্টেম লগালা, চকী লগালা, চেয়াৰ লগালা, কুশন লগালা, সব লগালা,
কিচেন বনালা,
ডিশ আনিলা, গ্লাছ আনিলা, প্লেট আনিলা, চামুচ আনিলা. That is your fixed capital that you have invested. Fixed capital you have invested. Working capital is the money that you will need to run the show.
Okay.
মানুহে নহয়, মানুহে
আজি মোক 5 কেজি চিকেন লাগে, 5 কেজি মাটন লাগে, ইমান ফিশ লাগে, ইমান এগস লাগে, ইমানখিনি ভেজিটেবলস লাগে, মছলা লাগে, তেল লাগে,
plus rent, plus salaries, plus sundry expenses, plus maintenance, plus electricity, all of these things. These all come under the working capital. কিয় তোমাৰ working capital important হয়? কাৰণ তুমি বিজনেছটোত ইনিশিয়ালি তুমি এটা এজাম্পশন কৰিব লাগিব যে মোৰ ইমান এটা 3 মাহলে 4 মাহলে মোৰ মানুহ নাহে, বিকজ এটা নতুন বিজনেছ হয়, মই এইটো সময়ত খালি মাৰ্কেটিং কৰিম. সো জেগাটো মই চলাব লাগিব, মই সেই স্যালাৰি সেই ৰেন্টটো দিবই লাগিব, মোৰ বিজনেছত মানুহ আহে নাহে, মই স্যালাৰি সিমান দিবই লাগিব, মোৰ মানুহ আহে নাহে, মই কাৰেণ্টৰ বিল সিমান দিবই লাগিব, মোৰ মানুহ আহে নাহে, মই খানা সিমান ল'বই লাগিব, মানুহ আহে নাহে. খানা আৰু এলকহলটো মানুহ আহাৰ কনজাম্পশ্যনৰ ওপৰত তুমি ওপৰতল কৰিবলৈ পাৰা, কিন্তু এই কিটাটো তুমি দিবই লাগিব. ভাড়াটো তোমাৰ যদি এটা মানুহ নাহে ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্টত, ভাড়াটো তুমিতো দিবই লাগিব, হয় নাই? So this is your working capital. So when the third point is তোমাৰ এটলিষ্ট 6 মাহৰ পৰা এবছৰলৈ working capital এটা আছে. মানে মইতো সেইটোৱে কওঁ যে এবছৰৰ কাৰণে ৱৰ্কিং কেপিটেল তোমাৰ হাতত থাকিব লাগে. সেইটো কাৰণে if you have these 3 parameters, if you're somewhere falling in these 3 parameters, then you should, or you might as well try getting into the food and beverage business.
Right.
মানে নহলে মানে এনে একো নহলে ক্যাফে এখন খুলিলো, please don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't.
Just don't do it for the sake of the fun that you'll get out of it.
I'll tell you একদম সৰু example এটা, তুমি যদি এটা you are not from the food and beverage space.
Yeah.
তুমি আজি 1 কেজি চিকেন কিনিলা, so you will think কি 1 কেজি চিকেন যেটো কিনিছো গোটে 1 কেজি চিকেনে কনজাম্পশন হ'ব লাগে, হয় নাই? নহব কিমান হ'ব, তাৰ পৰা কিমান ওলাব 1 কেজি চিকেনত? give me an idea কিমান ওলাবলৈ পাৰে and কিয়
মানে 1 কেজি চিকেন মই প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰিছো মোৰ কিচেনত, how much I am going to sell and how much
you going to sell? no, তুমি 1 কেজি চিকেন তুমি নাই প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰা, 1 কেজি চিকেন তুমি দোকানীৰ পৰা কিনি আনিছা, তুমি সেই দোকানীৰ পৰা কিনি আনাৰ ভিতৰত কিমান চিকেন তুমি বেচিবলৈ পাৰিবা?
there is no guarantee.
still just give me a number. বেছিও পাৰিবা নহয়, কিমান চিকেন কনজাম্পশন হ'ব সেইটো কথা নাই কোৱা মই, সেই 1 কেজি ৰ চিকেন তোপা তুমি কিমানখিনি চিকেন বেচিবলৈ পাৰিবা? বেচা চিকেন পিস কিমান?
No idea.
let me tell you, 1 কেজি চিকেনৰ ভিতৰত তুমি 600 বা 700 গ্ৰামহে বেচিবলৈ পাৰিবা. I'll tell you why. because ডিঙি আৰু কিছুমান লিভাৰ পট কিছুমান বস্তু, these things you cannot serve in every dish. so that only will come through experience. তুমি হেতু বস্তু খালি এটা এক্সপেৰিয়েন্স পাহে তুমি হেখিনি ম্যাচ কৰিবলৈ পাৰিবা. so তুমি যদি 1 কেজি চিকেন আনা, 1 কেজি বা তুমি 700 গ্ৰাম হে তুমি বেচিবলৈ পাৰিবা, 300 গ্ৰাম তোমাৰ ওয়েস্টেজ যাব
and everything na.
হেতু ওয়েস্টেজ নহবলৈ পাৰে, কিয় ওয়েস্টেজ নহবলৈ পাৰে? হেতু এডিবল হয়, so then you give it to your staff. যেনেকে ৰেগুলাৰ ষ্টাফে যেনেকে ভাত মাংস দালি আমি খাওঁ, you give it to your staff, because তুমি চিলি চিকেন এটা তুমি ডিঙি দিব নোৱাৰা, তুমি চিকেন ড্ৰাই ফ্ৰাই বা চিকেন ৰা তুমি এটা লিভাৰ দিব নোৱাৰা, that's a norm of the business. তুমি নোৱাৰা. so those things are separate, they also have a weight, right? দোকানী তেৰো হেতু তোমাক হেৰি কৰি নিদিয়ে, so you can only use 700 grams out of it. these are the technicalities you only understand. in one bottle of whiskey, how many pegs are there? 25.
Yeah.
25 pegs.
Depends on the
750 ml.
Depends on how big the pegs are.
Depends on how big the pegs are. But ami standard as a government niyam ami 30 ml 30
is the standard.
30 ml ate koro. 30, 60, 90 ml. How you consume is completely upon the consumer. But the maths behind the bar is we
30.
always do the maths in 30 ml. 30
Okay.
ml mane 750
25
ml,
pegs.
25 pegs. মই সদায় ধৰো যে এটা পেক পৰিলে বুলি, সদায় মই মেথছ কোটা সদায় ধৰো এটা পেক পৰিলে, কোনবাই খালে, কোবাত বেছি পৰিল, কম পৰিল, ভাঙিলে, whatever it is, মোৰ মেথছটো সদায় 24 পেগছত থাকে. কেনেকে মই দিও হেতু ওপৰত ম্যাটাৰ নকৰে, মই কাস্টমাৰক দিও, কাস্টমাৰে গোটে বটলটো এবাৰতে খায়, 30 ml টো 3 বাৰত খায়, not my concern. মোৰ পা যেতিয়া ওলাই যায় 30 ml কে ওলাই যায়, স্মল মিডিয়াম লাৰ্জ কে ওলাই যায়, 30, 60, 90 কে ওলাই যায়, so that মই যেতিয়া মোৰ বুকছত লিখিম it is always a 30 ml. You got to do the maths like that. Yeah. So
Okay.
lot of technique. You got the idea, right? I've given you a master class on how to do how to run a food and beverage business. Very true. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So সেইবোৰ মানে কৰি তোমাৰ আহে বহুতখিনি বস্তু এতিয়া. So food and beverage is very dicey. It's a very dicey place because it's a very operation centric. আজি তোমাৰ পিয়াজৰ দাম 20 টকা, কালি তোমাৰ 25 টকা, পৰহি তোমাৰ 15 টকা, তাৰ পাছৰ দিনা তোমাৰ 50 টকা. বাট তুমিতো ছমাহৰ মূৰে বা তুমি এভৰি মান্থত তুমি মেনু চেঞ্জ কৰিব নোৱাৰা, কি কৰিবা? You have to maintain your costs. You have to play around the costs.
আৰু মাৰ্জিনটো তেনেকৈ ৰাখিব লাগিব ন, যে বস্তুবোৰ ইমান দাম বাঢ়ি গ'লেও
yes
there is some margin.
yes seasonal সময়ত তুমি seasonal বস্তুবোৰ বেছিকৈ দিবা যিটো প্ৰাইচটো তোমাৰ কম হয়.
Yeah.
বহুত মেথছ আছে. সো সেইটো কাৰণে মানুহে যেতিয়া F&B কৰে, মই সদায় এই 3টা পেৰামিটাৰ যিটো মই ক'লো, আৰু মানে মই ক'লো যে অলৱেজ হেভ সামওয়ান হু হেজ ৰান দ্য শ্ব এজ আ কনসালটেন্ট অৰ whatever, maybe pay him or her, but then you will not make the mistakes that that person has not made. কালি পৰহি তুমি যদি ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্ট এখন ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিবলৈ বিচাৰা, I'm there to help it out.
I'll definitely have you.
yes I'll charge too.
That's fine.
So
So I see you have a mole, huh? Right in the middle.
In the middle
of both your eyes, which is very symmetrically placed.
Exactly.
And it looks like a bindi, right?
It looks like a bindi.
Do people get confused that it's a bindi?
A lot of time people get confused.
It doesn't look bad though, huh?
It doesn't look bad.
Nice.
It looks good. মানে কৈছে যে তুমি বিন্দি কিয় লৈ আহিছা?
You look like Piku from Piku.
Piku from Piku.
Yeah.
And মানে I've got this মানে so মই মানে and then when I get this মানে so I ask people যে আপুনি এষ্ট্ৰলজি জানে নেকি বা মই অডিয়েন্সক সুধিছো যে কোনবা যদি এষ্ট্ৰলজি জানে
please comment
প্লিজ মোক ক'ব যে একদম মাজত ফুটটো থাকিলে কি হয় বেছি পইচা পইচা আহে নেকি প্লিজ মোক ক'ব বা কি কৰিব লাগে এইটো এক্টিভেট কৰিবৰ কাৰণে মোক ক'ব এইটো
maybe it's your third eye.
Maybe it's my third eye, but I'm not able to understand why I'm not able to see things properly. Then that type is the third eye. So there is one thing, and my tattoo
is another thing.
অকমান ফেড হৈ গৈছে মই সিদিনা লগৰ এটাক কৈছিলো অকমান ঠিক কৰি দিবলৈ so okay this
what does it mean?
This is very again
looks like wings, two wings.
looks like two wings, right? That is what I will say, and there are two fold of stories. This is the wings, and I will tell this as a college kid when I used to go on dates because that looks cool. These are wings. But the second fold of it is I'm going to tell you the true story. Ekdam college of first year.
What? It's that old?
Which one? Yeah. This I made in 2013. 2013.
Acha.
College first year and tattoo boname. Ki bonam nazanu. Paisa kiman ase hatot 1800 taka. Okay. 1800 টকা আছে
Is this done in Goa though?
No, it's done in Pune, right in front of my college. 1800 টকা কি কৰিম ঠিক আছে সন্মুখত এখন দোকান এখন আছে গলো ভাই নাই বাজেটে ঠিক আছে So what he did, he showed me tribal design. So basically there's a segment of tattoos.
Everybody shows you tribal designs
in a first room. They showed me tribal design क्योंकि मैं गरीब था मेरे पास उतने ही पैसे थे. That was the money I had.
Okay.
तो
1800 में इतना बनेगा.
1800 में इतना ही बनेगा. So this is the tattoo basically.
The 1800 wala.
1800 wala tattoo is this. I made this. Then it takes like 3-4 days for the upper skin to wipe off and all the hoigol. Then moi salo mana nahi aa raha bahut chota hai tattoo. Bahut khor tattoo. tar pisot moi ki korilu bolu etu to eta ki korim. Otarabo noaru kiba enhance koribo laga bostu to. Moi ta kobole kolu next month tar lose golu kala ye 1800 rupees aur rak and make me an exact mirror image of it. So basically, this is exactly the mirror image of this. Okay.
Now it makes sense.
Like it makes sense.
Yeah.
So now it became a 6-inch tattoo. And then when it's done, I'm like, oh, it looks like wings. Okay, I'll tell people that it's wings. So this is because of my budget constraint, this is the tattoo that I have done. Kuma jodi tattoo artist ase muk jodi etu jodi thik kori dibole bisare please muk DM kori dibo.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the story of my tattoo.
Okay. I hope those wings help you fly in life.
I hope so too. Thank you so much.
All right. So coming back to your entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah.
You've started a new place also. In Sonapur.
Backyard.
Would you like to tell about it as well?
যেতিয়া তুমি গুৱাহাটীৰ পৰা নগাঁও ফালে গৈ থাকা তেতিয়া সোণাপুৰ জোৰাবাটৰ অকাপকা ৰাস্তাবোৰ যেতিয়া পাৰ হৈ পেলাই দিচাং ৰিজৰ্ট পোৱা সিধা ৰাস্তা এটা পোৱা একদম দিচাং ৰিজৰ্ট পোৱা এভৰিৱান নোজ দিচাং ৰিজৰ্ট ইজ a landmark আৰু এইটো এৰিয়াৰ দিচাং ৰিজৰ্ট অকমান পাৰ হৈ পেলাই 10 মিটাৰ আগতে you will find a place known as backyard teaks. So teaks কিয় teaks মানে চেগুন গছ. And we have 17 segun gos inside, which gives a very nice jungle kind of a vibe inside. Jaga to mur logor tar hoy. Again, it came to me as when life gives you lemon, make a lemonade out of it.
Yeah.
So me and one of my close friends, brother, so ami dutai he jaga to start korlu.
You took it on like it belongs
it's rented. So the place belongs to us. We pay the rent to a friend of ours who is the owner of the land.
Okay. Okay. He's not a partner, right?
He's not a partner. He's a landowner. So tak ami rent diu. We have a whole place aru ami sob bonai meli loisu. So the idea of backyard teaks is because it came to us and we like okay we did amar mane projection ot okoman issue hoisil baru ami jetu bhabisilu hetu okoman tenekwa okoman match to akpasol but we bought it back in track. We wanted backyard teaks to be a very tholua khaidor jaga where people can come. People can enjoy thali, where our thali starts from 150 rupees. You can enjoy thali, which has like 8 to 10 items based on season. Hak, pasoli, duta dali, sabji, nemu, salad, aloo pitika, bhat, roti, papor, asar, chutney, all that stuff. Magude menu khone koidilu already. So thali tami himan kini bostu diu mane. So that starts from 150. So we wanted to be a very cozy kind of a place where people don't have to make a decision to come. We just want people to come, eat, have a good time, click some pictures, and then go by the road.
Not think much about the money as
Not
well.
think much about the money
because
as well.
it's affordable.
It's affordable.
Yeah.
And the place itself is not exquisite or not in a posh end. Very normal chairs, very normal tables, good service, good food. Amar বাইদেউজনী আছে তেখেতে খুব ভাল বনায়. Our boys are very good in treating people.
Yeah.
I try to keep my washroom clean as much as possible, so because obviously we want the hygiene factor to maintain.
Washroom is an underrated
Washroom is an underrated marketing thing.
Yeah.
এইটো season আমি just আমাৰ AC room এটাও আছে, AC টো fit কৰিলো.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll tell you, this morning there was a lady who called and they did not sit at our place because the AC room was not functional. So yeah, we lost a table today. But hey, because now we will be actually working on Makali Gopala will be working out on that room, or it needs a lot of funds and all. So yeah, that is backyard teaks which we are running. The এইখিনিতে মই আৰু এটা বস্তু এড অন কৰিলোঁ, যিহেতু মই এটা স্পীকাৰো হয় আৰু ট্ৰেইনাৰো হয়.
Right.
So my other wing of the business is where I'm teaching people public speaking and communication skills. Where I have worked with a lot of government organization where I teach people how to be more confident, speak English or speak or be more expressive in your communications, and how to be a better orator, how to be more confident individual. যিহেতু আমাৰ অসমীয়া মানুহবোৰৰ আমাৰ সেইটো প্ৰব্লেম নহয়, it is just how our dialect is. আমাৰ pronunciationsবোৰ যেনেকৈ ইংলিছ যেনেকৈ কয়,
আমি ইংলিছ ক'লে অলপমান awkward
right, awkward নহয়, মানে awkward কিয় হয় কাৰণ আজিকালি এডুকেটেড হয়, আমি বাহিৰত থাকি আহিছোঁ, আমি বহুত মানুহক ইংলিছ কোৱা শুনিছোঁ, যেতিয়া আমি আমাৰ মানুহক ইংলিছ কোৱা শুনো it sounds a little off, মানে how it is not spoken. But that is not a problem, that is how our dialect is. আমাৰ মাদাৰ টাংটো তেনেকুৱা হয় যে ইংলিছটো কোৱা সময়ত আমাৰ জিভাখন তেনেকৈ ঘূৰা নাখায়, যেনেকৈ ঘূৰা খাব লাগে.
হয়.
Simple.
And it's, I think, common in entire India.
Yeah, you go to South India also, they also speak English in their own way. You go to Gujarat, they speak English in their own way. কাৰণ আমাৰ জিভাখন কেনেকৈ ঘূৰে সেইটোৰ ওপৰত আমাৰ উচ্চাৰণটো ওলাই আহে. এতিয়া মেজৰিটি অফ মানুহে অবভিয়াছলি যিহেতু সৰুৰ পৰাই নিজৰ মাদাৰ টাংটো কথা পাতি আহিছে, আমাৰ মাছল মেমৰি আৰু আমাৰ বডিটো আৰু আমাৰ স্পীচটো সেইটো মতে ইউজটো হৈ যায় তেনেকৈ. So one of the other wing of business is.
But how did this come to your mind, like public speaking and getting into training
and stuff. So when I went to Pune for the first time, I was absolutely underconfident. Then I've met people from South Bombay, South Delhi, Indore, and Gujarat, and Ahmedabad, and I have a lot of friends from Afghanistan and Iran and Yemen and Muscat. All of these people, very smart, well spoken, well dressed, comes from great families, comes from great backgrounds. Articulating their sentences very well. And বহুত স্বাভাৱিক হয় যে মই নিজকে বহুত আণ্ডাৰ কনফিডেণ্ট ফিল কৰিম তেতিয়া. কাৰণ মই তেনেকুৱা এটা চাৰ্কলত কথা পাতিব পৰা নাছিলোঁ, তেনেকুৱা এটা চাৰ্কলত নিজৰ ভিউজ এণ্ড অপিনিয়নছবোৰ পুট ফৰৱাৰ্ড কৰিব পৰা নাছিলোঁ, বিকজ মোৰ কমিউনিকেশ্যন স্কিলছ তেনেকুৱা নাছিলে সেইটো সময়ত. এণ্ড ৱেন আই চে কমিউনিকেশ্যন স্কিলছ, আই ডোণ্ট মিন মাই লেংগুৱেজ স্কিলছ, নট মাই ইংলিছ স্কিলছ. মই হিন্দীটো কমিউনিকেট কৰিব পৰা নাছিলোঁ ইনফেক্ট ভালকৈ. অবভিয়াছলি তেনেকুৱা এটা ছেগমেণ্টত মই অসমীয়াত কমিউনিকেট কৰিব নোৱাৰোঁ, কাৰণ তেওঁলোকে অসমীয়া বুজি নাপায়. চ' মেবি মই অসমীয়াত আৰু ভালকৈ আৰ্টিকুলেট কৰিবলৈ পাৰিম. মেবি যদি মই অসমত পঢ়াহেঁতেন, মেবি মই অসমীয়াত আৰু ভালকৈ ক'বলৈ পাৰিলোহেঁতেন. বাট এইখিনিতে মই আৰু এষাৰ কথা কওঁ, যিহেতু মই ক'লোঁ ইংলিছ কমিউনিকেশ্যন, ইংলিছ ইজ এ মিডিয়াম, ইংলিছ ইজ এ লেংগুৱেজ, এণ্ড কমিউনিকেশ্যন ইজ এ স্কিল, ইটছ এন আৰ্ট. বহুত মানুহে এইটো ভাবে যে জাষ্ট বিকজ এজন ব্যক্তিয়ে খুব ভাল ইংলিছ কয় তেখেত বহুত ইণ্টেলিজেণ্ট হয়. দেট ইজ ওৱান অফ দ্য মষ্ট ইনচেইনলি ৰং থিংছ পিপল চে. ইট হেজ নাথিং টু ডু উইথ দ্য লেংগুৱেজ. অসমীয়া কোৱা মানুহো খুব ভাল স্পীকাৰ থাকে. মই ইমান মানুহ, ইমান ছোৱালী, ইমান ল'ৰা চিনি পাওঁ যোন অৰেটাৰ্ছ হয়, ইমান ভাল অসমীয়া কয়. সেইটো মানে এইটোতো নহয় যে তেখেতলোক ইণ্টেলেকচুৱেল নহয়, দে আৰ ভেৰি ইণ্টেলিজেণ্ট
হয় কাৰণে ভালকৈ ক'ব পাৰে.
এক্সেক্টলি, দে কেন ফ্ৰেম দেয়াৰ চেণ্টেন্সেছ ভেৰি ৱেল. চ' আমি প্ৰথমতে সেই বস্তুটো আমাৰ মাথাৰ পৰা উলিয়াব লাগিব যে অসমীয়া কোৱা মানুহ বা লোকেল লেংগুৱেজ কোৱা মানুহ ইণ্টেলিজেণ্ট নহয়, আৰু ইংলিছ কোৱা মানুহ ইণ্টেলিজেণ্ট হয়. লিভ দেট থট প্ৰচেছ প্লিজ. English is a language, and communication skills. Assamese is also a language, and communication is an art.
Yeah.
মানুহ অসমীয়াটো বিৰাট ভাল স্পিকাৰ হ'বলৈ পাৰে মানুহ হিন্দীটো বিৰাট ভাল স্পিকাৰ হ'বলৈ পাৰে মানুহ ইংলিছতো বিৰাট ভাল স্পিকাৰ হ'বলৈ পাৰে মোৰ ফৰ্টেটো হ'ল যে মই ইংলিছত মানুহ কেনেকৈ বেছি ভাল স্পিকাৰ বনাবলৈ পাৰোঁ সেইটো মোৰ ফৰ্টে মোৰ স্কিল হয় তাৰপাছত মই কলেজত বহুতবোৰ ইভেণ্টছত পাৰ্টিচিপেট কৰা ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিলোঁ ক্লাব প্ৰেছিডেণ্ট হ'লোঁ মই আমাৰ এটা বেণ্ড আছিলে মই গান গাইছিলোঁ এতিয়াও গান গাওঁ মাজে সময়ে গান গাওঁ
You should sing a song when we end this episode.
When we end this episode, maybe. So তেনেকৈ মই বহুতবাৰ ষ্টেজত গ'লোঁ বহুতবাৰ ফাম্বল কৰোঁ বহুতবাৰ ষ্টেমাৰ কৰোঁ বাট মই ফিগাৰ আউট কৰিলোঁ যে মই যেতিয়া প্ৰেক্টিচ কৰি আছিলোঁ আৰু মই মোৰ ট্ৰেইনিংছবোৰত সেইটোৱে শিকাওঁ যে মই কেনেকৈ প্ৰেক্টিচ কৰিছিলোঁ কেনেকৈ মোৰ লেংগুৱেজ স্কিলছ কেনেকৈ মোৰ কমিউনিকেশ্যন স্কিলছ ভাল হ'ল ত' তেনেকৈ প্ৰেক্টিচ কৰি ইভেঞ্চুৱেলি মই এংকাৰ হ'লোঁ মই বহুত ষ্টেজেছ এংকাৰিং কৰিব ল'লোঁ ক্লাব প্ৰেছিডেণ্ট হ'লোঁ বহুত লিডাৰশ্বিপ ট্ৰেইনিং
And all of that was just out of passion, right?
I will say out of necessity.
Yeah.
And suddenly I figured out I'm good at that.
So it became a passion.
It became a passion. I really enjoyed it. মোৰ খুব ভাল লাগে ষ্টেজত গৈ পেলাই মোক যদি কোনোবাই কয় ষ্টেজত গৈ পেলাই মাইকটো লৈ পেলাই কথা পাত I'm very happy to do that.
Yeah, you don't have to think. You just have to go.
I just have to go. It's like a muscle memory to me now.
I get that.
You get the point how it works, right?
Yeah.
So then মই তেনেকৈ ভাবিলোঁ যে তেনেকৈ বহুতবোৰ অসমীয়া মই পুনে অসমীটো এটা মেজৰ ৰোল প্লে কৰি আছিলোঁ আই ফিগাৰ্ড আউট যে বহুতবোৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালী যোন আহে তেখেতলোক বহুত আণ্ডাৰ কনফিডেণ্ট থাকে এণ্ড ওৱান অফ দ্য ৰিজনছ ৱাই দে আৰ আণ্ডাৰ কনফিডেণ্ট ইজ বিকজ দে কেনট পাৰ্টিচিপেট দে কেনট স্পীক ৱেল দে কেনট কমিউনিকেট দেয়াৰ আইডিয়াজ ইন আ বেটাৰ ৱে চ' তেতিয়া মই ভাবিলোঁ যে ৱাই নট মই যেনেকৈ শিকিছোঁ তেনেকৈ কিয় মই নিশিকাওঁ তেনেকৈ মই শিকোৱা ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিলোঁ মই মোৰ লেচন ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিলোঁ মই মোৰ কৰ্চেছ ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিলোঁ তেনেকৈ কৰি পেলাই I got into training. I started teaching schools, colleges, kids from 9th standard. I started teaching sales, marketing in corporate. And that's how I got into skill development. And now I'm doing a lot with the government of Assam and a lot of other initiatives as well. And hopefully, more passion project too. মই যেন এটা বহুতখিনি মানুহ অসমত আৰু নৰ্থ ইষ্টৰ বহুতখিনি মানুহক হেল্প কৰিবলৈ পাৰোঁ I am making a proper plan with it. And I hope it works out.
You're also into MCing, right?
Yeah.
And I think that started from your college days.
Yeah, it started from my college days. Moi anchoring kori asilu when I was a club president and stuff. When we did a lot of band performance, tetya moi anchoring kori asilu.
Right.
Tar pasot পইচা নাছিলে হাতত সৰুতে যেতিয়া আমি থাকোঁ মানে ইমান পইচা নিদিয়ে ঘৰৰ পৰা তো কি কৰিম তো তেতিয়া
Back in Pune, right?
Back in my Pune days when I was in college. Tetya to make an extra money I used to do anchoring for small events, birthday parties, this that.
So you've been a hustler, na?
Yeah, I've been a hustler.
Yeah.
On weekends, my brother used to work for a real estate company. Brother isn't more ekdam blood related nohoy, but more than that, he's from UP. I remember there was one event launch and they were paying 700 to 800 rupees just to serve and do stuff. So I owed money to someone and it was exactly that amount only. Then I was like, ठीक है भैया कर लेते हैं चलो. And then that it was free food first of all. Catering, yeah. Then I went there and we did that. We did all of it. When our weekends out, we used to do anchoring, then these services and stuff. Did that. I've done all of it.
And you enjoy MCing as well.
I really enjoy MCing. I did not know I was a good MCing until recently because ki hoy tumi jetia on stage kora when you have the list of the dignitaries coming and everything, all of those things, when you have it, then you actually are, I'll not say easy is the word, but you actually know how the flow of the event is going to go. Recently, I did a live television show. And that actually happened to me. So, my travel kori ahisilo. One of my friend was, an aid to that event. Right. She called me, please have our anchoring car final semi-finale and finally. Okay. So I just went there for the commercial discussion. Kiman lobo ki hobo lebo and kiman hours and all that stuff. I came back home. I was just about to have my food. Bhattu khabale bohi mar diya. Typhoon Nizom, the existing anchor just walked out. She had this thing. You have to save me. So I don't know anything about it. Like, I don't know anything about the show, what. I'm like on camera live.
On the same night or the day after?
On the same night. My commercial discussion to kori pela ghort ahi fresh hoy pela bhat khabo loisu and then she just called me, you have to save me.
Itia ahibo lage.
Itia ahibo lage to. To itia ahibo lage. You have to save me. And I did not have anything on my table. It was 9 at night. Because shooting usually, rati derike hoy. And why it was so real time? Because it was a talent show. So many people have come from different corners of Assam. There were 100, 200 people waiting. And the show cannot go on without the recording of the anchor. And the existing anchor walked out. I was like, man, theek hai chal, I'll come.
To save her day.
To save her day. But I was also very scared as well. Because, this is live, on screen. There are a lot of people sitting and it's going to be televised. Live nasila, it's going to be televised. I was like, man, just go crazy. And then I pulled it off. I pulled it off 2 episodes that night and 4 episodes the next day. And I pulled it off very well. And I'll tell you how it works. Let's say there are 4 commercial breaks. 4টা commercial break or karne tumi 4 bar beleg beleg ke kobo laibo. Hi, this is so and so presents this Got Talent, and we're gonna take a short break and we'll be back. Stay tuned. Etia loiso ami contact biuroti kosat ami ako bar ghuri ahim sabole napahoribo so and so. So you have to say like ene kobo ready, okay, 4টা ad ase, 4টা beleg beleg intro dia, 4টা beleg beleg outro dia. You got to think on your feet at that moment. At that moment তুমি 4 বার তুমি এটা লাইনে তুমি 4 বাৰটো ক'ব নোৱাৰা অকমান active passive অসমীয়া হিন্দী ইংলিশ মিক্স কৰি সব slight modification that was for 2 episodes that day. Next day 4 episodes, 16 intros, 16 outros, commercial ads, and you have to say 16 different sentences thinking on your feet with my co-host. Insane. But to my surprise, I did good. I'm happy. And I'm just being modest. I pulled out a good show. And then I've got a couple of other anchoring opportunities as well. To everyone watching, I'm an anchor and host as well. Apnalokor event koribole mic to dhoribole manu to lagile please muk koi dibo. So yeah, that was fun. And why I got into anchoring? Because first of all, it builds your confidence. My line of work where I'm teaching people public speaking and communication, I have to learn it as well with time. And emceeing and anchoring is one of the ways how I build my confidence, how I learn new things so that I can go and train people better tomorrow. So I do it definitely for a living as well. Right. But I do it to serve the bigger purpose where I want to train people, teach people. It serves that purpose as well.
Okay. You've been an entrepreneur in Guwahati for around 4-5 years now.
Yeah, 4th year, yeah, correct.
4th year, yeah. How difficult is it to run a business in a tier 2 city like Guwahati? Because it's not Mumbai or Delhi, right?
Yeah.
Where you get a lot of people every day.
Man, I have had sleepless nights. I have had broke days where I have a single digit in my account and I don't know what to do. And I still got to get the show running. I've had a tough time. I've had my good days as well. I would not deny that part also. Why is it different or difficult to do a business here in a tier 2 city like this? Is because we are not that culturally evolved or progressive as of yet. Okay. So I might as well face the same trouble when I say I'm very professional, very fast-paced, very progressive. Moi sage এনেকুৱা এটা প্ৰব্লেম ফেচ কৰিম যদি মই কালি পৰহি লণ্ডন বা নিউয়ৰ্কত গৈ পেলাই বিজনেছ কৰোঁ because life is even way more progressive than what we are living now.
And more professional as well. I come from a standpoint of going to places and doing businesses in or working in places like Pune, Bombay, Delhi, Kolkata. And that corporate culture also. So I come from a standpoint of this. And when I come back to my city, I've just figured out that actually ভুল মানুহবোৰৰ তেতিয়া হয় যেতিয়া মানুহবোৰে জানিবলৈ নিবিচাৰে. That is where a lot of people here make a mistake. But we also have to let of the fact that আমি এতিয়ালৈকে কালচাৰেলি ইমান ইভলভ হোৱা নাই. আমাৰ ইয়াত সিমান কোম্পানীজ নাই, আমাৰ ইয়াত সিমান বিজনেছেছ অহা নাই, আমাৰ ইয়াত বাহিৰৰ পৰা মানুহ থাকিবলৈ অহা নাই, আমাৰ মানুহখিনি সিমান এক্সপ'জড হোৱা নাই টু হোৱাট ইজ হেপেনিং টু দি আউটছাইড ৱৰ্ল্ড. চ' আমাৰ মানুহখিনিৰ the horizons of the mindset is still Guwahati, Jorhat, Dibrugarh, Tinsukia work mindset আছে এতিয়াও আমাৰ মানুহখিনি. মই মানুহখিনি ভুল বুলি নকওঁ.
কিন্তু যদি কোনোবা মানুহে গ্ৰ' কৰিবলৈ নিবিচাৰে বা প্ৰগ্ৰেছিভ হ'বলৈ নিবিচাৰে দেন সেইকণতে মই কিন্তু ভুল মানিম মানুহবোৰক যেনেকৈ মোৰ লগৰজনীয়ে খুব ভাল এটা চেণ্টেঞ্চ কৈছিল আমি সিদিনা মই গোটেই ৰাতি সেইটোৱে ভাবি থাকিলোঁ আমি ৱেষ্টাৰ্ণাইজ হৈছোঁ কিন্তু আমি মডাৰ্ণ হোৱা নাই মই আকৌ এবাৰ কৈছোঁ আমি ৱেষ্টাৰ্ণাইজ হৈছোঁ কিন্তু আমি মডাৰ্ণ হোৱা নাই আমি পেণ্ট শ্বাৰ্ট পিন্ধিছোঁ আমি কিছুমানে ইংলিছ কথা ক'বলৈ শিকিছোঁ আমি ফোন ইউজ কৰিবলৈ শিকিছোঁ আমি হলিউড চিনেমা চাবলৈ শিকিছোঁ আমি ৱেষ্টাৰ্ণাইজ হৈছোঁ কিন্তু আমি মডাৰ্ণ হোৱা নাই what does she meant by that is that আমাৰ মাইণ্ডছেটটো আৰু আমি প্ৰগ্ৰেছিভ ৱেত লৈ যাব লাগিব যদি আমি দিল্লী পুনে বম্বে নিচিনা যদি আমি তেনেকুৱা এটা ফাষ্ট পেচ লাইফত যদি কাম কৰিবলৈ বিচাৰোঁ বা তেনেকুৱা যদি আমি ৰিজাল্টছ বিচাৰোঁ তেন আমি সেইটো পেচতো আমি চলিব লাগিব সেইটো প্ৰফেচনেলিজমত আমি চলিব লাগিব সেইটো প্ৰগ্ৰেছিভনেছত আমি চলিব লাগিব when I say progressiveness I don't mean leaving our culture I am just saying that আমি because the world is dynamic the cultures are growing আমি এতিয়াতো ঘোঁৰা গাড়ীতো আমি অফিচলৈ নাযাওঁ ন আমিতো গাড়ী লৈ যাওঁ বা স্কুটি লৈ যাওঁ বা বাইক লৈ যাওঁ maybe 10 years down the line 15 years down the line 20 years we'll have flying cars if everyone is going by flying cars and reaching people on time we cannot stick to the scooty or the bike that we have right now because the time will be matched accordingly at that point of time so ami with the fast paced world ami teneke progressive hobo laibo so I think I have had a hard time here because আমি এতিয়াও বহুতখিনি এটা প্ৰফেচনেলিজমত যাব লাগে এগেইন মই যিটো ক'লোঁ যে কালচাৰেলি আমি সেইটো পৰ্যায়লৈ এতিয়ালৈকে আমি এক্সপ'জ হোৱা নাই সেইটো কাৰণে আমি তেনেকৈ ভাবা নাই বাট তুমি মই আৰু দেৰ ইজ এ ছেগমেণ্ট অফ পিপল হু আৰ কামিং ফ্ৰম আউটছাইড হু হেজ ৱৰ্কড আউটছাইড এণ্ড কাম হিয়াৰ আমাৰ মাথাটো তাতে আছে এতিয়াও আমাৰ ৱৰ্ক পেজটো তাতে আছে সেইটো ইয়াৰ লগত মেটচ আপ হোৱা নাই চ' আই থিংক উই হেভ টু বি আ বিট মোৰ পাংচুৱেল কামিং অন টাইম
right
second thing is if we are not able to come on time at least let them know that we are not coming on time or we are not be able to make it amar আধা ঘণ্টা দিলে হ'ব বা 1 ঘণ্টা দিলে হ'ব বা at least সময়টো 4টা বজাত আহিম বুলি কৈ পেলাই 4:30টাত ফোন কৰিলে নহ'ব যে আমাৰ দেৰি হ'ব বুলি time is already gone we've already wasted the time
it should be at 3:30
it should be at 3:30
yeah
it should be at 3:15 or whatever
yeah
কমিটমেণ্টছ আমি যেনেকৈ কৰোঁ কমিটমেণ্টছটো আমি মিট কৰিবলৈ পাৰিব লাগিব মই বিজনেছত থাকোঁ মই বিজনেছ কৰিছোঁ মই বহুতবাৰ মই কমিটমেণ্টছটো মিট কৰিব নোৱাৰোঁ আইল বি অনেষ্ট বাট মই যিহেতু কমিটমেণ্টছটো মিট কৰিব নোৱাৰোঁ মই এপলজাইজ কৰোঁ আই এম ছ' চৰি মই আপোনাক এইটো 3 তাৰিখে দিম বুলি কৈছিলোঁ কিন্তু 6 তাৰিখ হ'ব সেইটো বস্তু মই 3 তাৰিখে নকওঁ কিন্তু মই 2 তাৰিখে কওঁ বা 1 তাৰিখে কওঁ চ' দেট দে আৰ অলছ' প্ৰিপেয়াৰ্ড একৰ্ডিংলি চ' আমি সেই প্ৰফেচনেলিজমটো আৰু অলপ এম্বাইব কৰিব লাগিব আৰু প্ৰফেচনেলিজমটো ট্ৰাষ্ট মি না সেই বস্তুটো খালি অফিচ এনভাইৰমেণ্টতে বা বিজনেছ এনভাইৰমেণ্টত নহয় সেইটো বস্তু বিয়ণ্ড দ্য ৱৰ্ক স্পেচো হয় আমি কাৰ লগত বহোঁ আমি কেইটা বজাত শুওঁ আমি উইকেণ্ডত কি কৰোঁ আমি যধে মধে থ্ৰু আউট দ্য উইক কাম কৰি আছোঁ নে আমি ডেডিকেটেড টাইম দি আছোঁ আমাৰ ফেমিলিক আমি ডেডিকেটেড টাইম দি আছোঁ আমাৰ ফ্ৰেণ্ডছক আমি ডেডিকেটেড টাইম দি আছোঁ যেনেকৈ I'll tell you মই যেতিয়া দিনটো বহুত কাম কৰোঁ মই ৰাতি ঘৰত গৈ পাই পেলাই I hate seeing a human face that is my time মই বহুতবাৰ এখন মুভি চাই ভাল পাওঁ বহুতবাৰ এখন কিতাপ মোৰ বহুত দিনৰ পৰা পঢ়িবলৈ মন গৈ আছে পঢ়িব পৰা নাই কিতাপ পঢ়ি ভাল পাওঁ I will not receive a phone call at that point of time মই এনজয় কৰা মানুহে মই লগৰবোৰৰ লগত গৈ পাৰ্টি কৰাটো এনজয়মেণ্ট নহয় মই মোৰ ঘৰত বহি পেলাই অকলে মুভি চোৱাটো মোৰ কাৰণে এনজয়মেণ্ট হয় মই এখন কিতাপ পঢ়া যিখন মই বহুত দিনৰ পৰা পঢ়িম বুলি ভাবি আছিলোঁ তাৰ 10খন পেজ পঢ়াটো সেই মি টাইমটো মোৰ কাৰণে এনজয়মেণ্ট হয় চ' আমি সেইটো দিব লাগিব নহ'লে আমি মানে মই মেণ্টেলি ইনচাইন হৈ যাওঁ মানে যদি মই কৰিব নোৱাৰোঁ মই যদি ক'ৰবাত যাওঁ বাহিৰত টু ফৰ লেজাৰ অলছ' 3 দিন 4 দিনমানৰ পাছত মানে মই মোৰ কাম কৰিবলৈ খুব মন মানে কি মোক কাম কৰিব লাগে তাৰপিছত মই নোৱাৰোঁ মানে I need to work then I need to work I need to work মানে it's not motivation I need to work মই কাম কৰিব লাগিব এতিয়া in a similar fashion মই যদি in a straight forward মই যদি 10-15 দিন কাম কৰি আছোঁ I will very well take one day leisure এদিন খালি মই বহিম and I might as well not do anything just watch the ceiling and lie down but that is me তেনেকৈ তোমাৰ গিটাৰ বজোৱাটো বা কিবা এটা কৰাটো তোমাৰ কাৰণে
yeah I also lie down and watch the ceiling
that's it and people don't understand it people don't understand well, dude, this is it this is how
that's necessary too
we are like a battery we got to keep ourselves recharged by any way we want to মই কেতিয়াবা জাষ্ট গাড়ীখন লৈ এনেই ৰাতি এটা ড্ৰাইভত গুচি যাওঁ এনেই নিজৰ পুৰণা মই I love জুবিনৰ পুৰণা গানবোৰ বিৰাট ভাল পাওঁ জুবিনৰ পুৰণা গানবোৰ
90s or
90s গানবোৰ when he was at the peak মানে সেই গানবোৰ শুনি and I still get goosebumps যেতিয়া মই সেইখিনি শুনো I will just listen to Zubin da now my current favorite is Sankuraz da শুনো Probin Bora শুনো in fact আজি মই আহোঁতে মই Probin Bora শুনি আছিলোঁ I will just listen to these songs I will take a ride I'll come back home I don't need to eat something or drink or be on a phone I just go out and drive and just be that মানে মায়ে মানে যেতিয়া মই বহুত অকলে অকলে থাকোঁ মোক মায়ে মানে ভাবিছিলে কিবা হ'ল নেকি আৰু অকলে কথাই কি ভাল কিয় ভাল পায় but then she understood that okay that's his time
there's a beauty in the loneliness
there's a beauty in that solitude as well
not loneliness sorry solitude
in that solitude মই যেতিয়া যাওঁ মই ঘৰ গ'লে মাহঁতৰ লগত আবেলি চাহটো খাওঁৱেই দেন অলপ কাম কৰোঁ দেন মা যেতিয়া কিচেনত যায় we all will sit in the kitchen I'll do the chopping এনেই ফাল্টু কথা পাতোঁ ভাল কথা পাতোঁ দৰকাৰী কথা পাতোঁ ভাতটো খাওঁ মাহঁত শুবলৈ যায় and I read a book and I come with my laptop whatever মই অকণমান দেৰিকৈ শুওঁ মই সোনকালে শুব নোৱাৰোঁ মানে মই আৰ্লি বাৰ্ড নহয় মই অকণমান দেৰিকৈ শুওঁ মই ৰাতিপুৱা অকণমান দেৰিকৈ উঠোঁ কাৰণ মোৰ কামবোৰ মানে সদায় 10টা 11টাৰ পাছৰ পৰাহে ষ্টাৰ্ট হয় চ' মোৰো স্কেডিউলটো তেনেকেই চলে মানে I don't know সেইটো US শ্বিফ্ট কৰাৰ পৰা আহিছে UK শ্বিফ্ট কৰাৰ পৰা আহিছে নে ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্ট চলোৱাৰ পৰা আহিছে যিহেতু মই ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্ট সদায় 12টা বজাত খোলোঁ কৰবা আহিছে আৰু বাট মানে সেই বস্তু
just like that
just like that
I'm also not
I'm not an early person I don't understand waking up at 7 in the morning मेरे को नहीं समझ आता वो
মই উঠি যাওঁ কেতিয়াবা ভাল লাগে কিন্তু মাঝে মাঝে
ভাল লাগে ভাল লাগে মই এটা বস্তু বা কৰিবলৈ বহুত দিনৰ পৰা পাৰা নাই I love trekking মই পুনেত বহুত ট্ৰেকিং কৰোঁ মানে আগতে এই বিকজ অফ ৱৰ্ক এণ্ড দিছ মই মানে ট্ৰেকিং কৰিবলৈ যাব পৰা নাই এদিন জাষ্ট পাহাৰত গৈ পেলাই উইথ ৰেণ্ডম পিপল গ' ক্লাইম্ব মাউণ্টেইনছ eat something eat from a very regular stall পেট বেয়া হ'ব who gives a damn ঠিক আছে okay গৈ পেলাই খাওঁ that's how something and মই ভাল পাওঁ কৰি পেলাই বহুত দিন কৰা নাইকিয়া hopefully when life gets a little stable I'll do it back again
I'll probably want to ask you a very personal question and you can choose not to answer it your father actually passed away when you were quite young right
I was 22
and your sister was even younger
she was in first year of college very kid
how has it changed you as a person
it has changed me completely upside down মানে যেতিয়া মই স্কুলত আছিলোঁ পাপা হি ৱাজ অলৱেজ ৱৰ্কিং আহে মাজে মানে মান্থলি আহেই পাপা we have had I've been fortunate enough I have had a good childhood মানে from monetary wise or from lifestyle wise we have had a roof we had good food good clothes ভালকে ডাঙৰ হৈছোঁ
bare minimum খিনি plus basics
plus মানে পাপা মায়ে বহুত ভালকে ডাঙৰ কৰিছে বহুত ভালকে comfortable life বহুত ভালকে ডাঙৰ মানে I cannot say I have a sad story no I have had a very good childhood then papar যেতিয়া বেমাৰটো হেৰি হৈছিলে when he had a liver issue then we had a lot of issues as well then we had a lot of financial crisis that is when mom was the one who took care of the family মায়ে যদি ফ্যামিলিটো হেতু সময় নাৰাখা হেতেন মই কেতিয়াও পুনেত পঢ়িব নোৱাৰিলোহেঁতেন কেতিয়াও মই আজি য'ত আছোঁ সেইটো নহ'লেহেঁতেন এতিয়াও মোক মায়ে বহুত ছাপোৰ্ট কৰে ইনচেইন one of my major support is my mom so যদি মায়ে সেইটো সময় নধৰাহেঁতেন ফ্যামিলিটো I don't know where I would have been I don't know where our family would have been at that point of time so in certain way মোৰ একদম মনত আছে যেতিয়া বাবা ঢুকাইছে মানে তেতিয়া আৰু আহিছোঁ আৰু everyone
you were in Pune right
I was in Pune I flew down I remember I did a 25,000 ka ticket I borrowed it from a friend
did they tell you that he was no more or
no they did not tell me but I could figure out in a certain way but I was in Gujarat I came back that morning then pehiye mo phone korise abu you have to come now like okay then I borrowed money from a friend because 25,000 টকা নাছিলে হাতত ফ্লাইটটো কৰিব লাগিব এখন ফ্লাইট আছিলে আবেলি এখন ফ্লাইট আছে ৰাতি বলো নাই মই এতিয়া যাম and I went there then my best friend did my cab from airport to the this hospital so talaka golu goi pai pele
he was here in Guwahati
he was here in Guwahati this hospital we have been going to this hospital till he passed away for 12 years mane মোৰ মাৰ মানে সব চিনাকি হৈ গৈছে আৰু
acha 12 years or পৰাই
he had that ailment yeah so then golu then
তুমি বহুত সৰুৰ পৰাই মানে সেই এইবোৰ বস্তু
দেখিছা yes মানে me going to
10 years of age
yes মানে me no not 10 years of age that was So 10 years of age was, yes, he had that ailment,
Yeah.
but it got worse when I was in class 9, 10. Class 9, it got worse after
Okay.
that. So then I went there and I remember he passed away exactly at 11:15,
In the
9th of September at night.
In the morning.
At night, 11:15 at night. And then next day, all the rituals and all that stuff. Then Hidna Ahilu. Then the only time I cried was in the washroom after I did all the rituals. Then there was the only time I cried. Bhalke aur ek ghanta manar insane. And then after that, because I knew that now I have to, because if I break down, then my mom will break down, my sister will break down, which I cannot let that happen. So then I did that, and of course, he kidin jiman manu aise kata tumi etia sabo lagibo and all of that stuff, which I knew.
Yeah.
But
you were
then-
still too young.
Still too young.
22.
Then I went back to job.
Yeah.
I have a firm belief that he is always there watching over in my shoulder,
Of course.
with all his blessings upon me, my sister, and my mom, and my entire family. But there's one regret I had, that I've always wanted to have a drink with my dad, which I was not able to. And I think had he been there, I would have not made the tremendous amount of mistakes that I have made in my personal and my professional life. And I would have someone to guide me, at least gali paribore. Of course, mom is there, but I think dad as an authoritarian person, I would have had a major this thing. So then I turned out to be both my brother and my dad for my sister. Played both the roles. She's an adult now, but etiao moi mane taik mane teneke treat koro as a kid aru mane. And definitely nothing would have been possible without my mom. She was the one who managed finances when he was sick. She was the one who took money from Gutsutor pa loi pelai papar medication, more school, more collegeor fees, bhantir collegeor fees dise. Kene korise etu khali maye he jane. And it was her who did put food on our plate. It was her who put money in a proper way, that at least kids can have a proper education and her husband can have a proper medical treatment. It was her. She was the karta, dharta, everyone. That's why one of my major reasons why I came back to Assam was my mom.
Yeah.
Because I was not there with my dad in his last moments.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever life I will be leading here, I don't know. I'm still working on it. But I think my at least থাকিব লাগিব. But again, more অকলে থাকা এটা weird habit এটা আছে. So it has to be a to and fro. It has to be. And she understands it. I understand it. It has to be a to and fro. Ki moi at least everything has to be a drive away. Anything happens. So that's one of the main reasons why I came back. And but on a brighter side, I've become a way stronger person than I was. I've become a way rational person that I was. Of course, I've made a tremendous amount of mistakes as well, but I'm a better person, and I can say that I have, whatever I've done, of course, there has been a lot of people who has helped me to become what I am, but I would really appreciate my own efforts and my own hustle to recognize where I am right now.
So Nizom, on that positive note, I would like to end today's episode. কেনেকুৱা লাগিলে আজি তোমাৰ এক্সপিৰিয়েঞ্চ?
বঢ়িয়া লাগিলে। মই যিমানখিনি মই কথা ক'লোঁ বহুত কাকো কোৱাই নাইকিয়া, from professional point of view and from personal point of view also. So thank you so much for asking me some genuine questions.
Right.
And I'm sure audience jone sai ase, they will be beneficial to a great extent from the conversation that we both has had.
Okay. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Absolutely, we should do more episodes. আজি
Yeah,
বহুত যেনেকৈ অফ কেমেৰা আমি যিমানখিনি কথা পাতি আছোঁ, মেবি নেক্সট টাইম আমি অন কেমেৰা এইখিনি কথা পাতিম, so many things. We will surely do that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Nizom Baruah, entrepreneur, speaker. আপোনালোকৰ অসমৰ নগাঁৱৰ ল'ৰা, আৰু চাবলৈ নাপাহৰিব আমাক Outlook with Abhilash. Please like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you.